Rio's wristwatches, golden beaches, samba rhythms highlight Sugarloaf Mountain, Copacabana, and the cultural energy that makes Rio unforgettable. From the very first glance, Rio de Janeiro feels less like a city and more like a dream sculpted between mountains and sea. Imagine standing at sunrise on the golden sands of Copacabana, the waves crashing gently against the shore, the scent of salt filling the air, and behind you, the silhouette of Sugarloaf Mountain rising like a guardian over the bay. Above it all, with arms stretched wide in eternal embrace, the Christ, the Redeemer statue gazes down, welcoming the world to what Brazilians proudly call Cidade Maravilhosa, the marvelous city. Rio is not just a destination, it is an energy, a rhythm that pulses through the air. Its heartbeat is samba, its soul is carnival, and its spirit is the people who bring color and life to every corner of the city. Here, life feels like a celebration. Whether you're dancing in the streets, sharing laughter at a beachside cafe, or climbing the trails that wind through lush rainforests just minutes away from the bustling avenues. Few places on earth fuse nature and culture as seamlessly as Rio de Janeiro. For many, the first image of Rio is Christ the Redeemer, one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Perched atop Corcovado Mountain, the statue towers above the city, arms open wide, as if protecting it from above. The journey to the summit is unforgettable, winding through the Tijuca Forest, one of the largest urban rainforests in the world. And when you finally reach the top, the view is nothing short of breathtaking. The city spreads out in every direction, glittering beaches, winding roads, and verdant mountains, all blending into the sparkling Atlantic Ocean. At sunset, as the sky turns crimson and gold, the panorama feels almost divine. But Rio is not just about grand monuments, it's about everyday life unfolding in extraordinary ways. Copacabana and Ipanema beaches are not just stretches of sand. They are stages where Brazilian culture plays out daily. Families gather for picnics, children chase footballs across the sand, surfers ride the waves, and friends sip refreshing coconut water under the shade of umbrellas. The beaches here are democratic, a place where everyone belongs, from locals to visitors, from the wealthy to the humble. It's where Rio's soul comes alive, in laughter, music, and the simple joy of being by the sea. Then there is Sugarloaf Mountain, perhaps the most iconic peak in the city. Rising nearly 400 meters above the harbor, it offers one of the most spectacular cable car rides in the world. As you ascend, the city slowly unfolds beneath you. The beaches, the high-rises, the distant favelas clinging to hillsides, and the endless stretch of ocean meeting sky. From the summit, Rio's beauty reveals itself in full, dramatic, raw, and unforgettable. Rio is also a city of contrasts. Modern skyscrapers stand alongside colonial churches. Wealthy neighborhoods overlook colorful favelas that cling to steep hillsides. Yet, in these contrasts lies Rio's authenticity. The favelas, often misunderstood, are vibrant communities filled with resilience, creativity, and rhythm. Walk through their streets, and you will hear the beat of drums, see murals of bold colors, and feel a sense of unity and spirit that defines Rio at its core. And of course, no city on earth celebrates life quite like Rio during Carnival. For a few magical days each year, the streets explode with color, music, and dance. Samba schools spend months preparing extravagant costumes and floats, culminating in parades that dazzle millions. It is not just a festival. It is a living expression of Brazil's culture, joyous, passionate, and unrestrained. To experience Carnival in Rio is to witness humanity's greatest street party, a whirlwind of sound and motion that lingers in the heart forever. But Rio also offers moments of peace. Escape to the lush trails of the Tijuca forest, and you'll find waterfalls, tropical birds, and serenity hidden just minutes from the city center. Hike up Pedra da Gávea or Dois Irmãos for panoramic views that rival any in the world. Here, you realize Rio is more than its monuments and beaches. It is also one of the greenest, most naturally blessed cities on the planet. As day turns to night, Rio transforms once again. The sun dips behind the mountains, and the city glows with lights. Music spills from every corner, bossa nova in a small bar, samba echoing in Lapa's lively streets, or the hum of conversation along beachfront promenades. There is a magic in the air, a reminder that Rio de Janeiro is not a place you simply visit, but a city you feel deep within your soul. Rio is marvelous, not because it tries to be, but because it's simply island. It is where nature and humanity collide in harmony, where joy is a way of life, and where every sunrise feels like a gift. To stand in Rio de Janeiro is to understand why it is called the marvelous city, a jewel of Brazil, a city unlike any other in the world. Begin with the mysterious soundscape of the jungle howler monkeys, birds, and rushing rivers. Present the Amazon as both a natural wonder and a vital force for life on Earth, teeming with wildlife and indigenous heritage. Close your eyes and imagine entering a world so vast, so alive, that every sound, every movement, and every breath feels like part of something greater than yourself. You hear the echo of howler monkeys in the distance, the rustle of leaves as unseen creatures pass by, and the hypnotic hum of millions of insects creating a symphony of life. This is the Amazon rainforest, the lungs of the earth, the largest tropical rainforest in the world, and one of the greatest natural wonders humanity has ever known. Stretching across 9 countries, but with nearly 2/3 of it in Brazil, the Amazon is a universe in itself. Covering more than 5 million square kilometers, it is home to unparalleled biodiversity. Scientists estimate that 1 in every 10 species on the planet lives here, a staggering figure that makes the Amazon the most important reservoir of life on Earth. From the smallest insects to towering trees, from elusive jaguars to playful pink river dolphins, every corner of this rainforest tells a story of survival, adaptation, and beauty. At the heart of it all flows the mighty Amazon River, a colossal waterway that winds nearly 70 kilometers from the Andes to the Atlantic. It is so vast that in some places it feels more like a sea than a river, its waters carrying more volume than the next 7 largest rivers combined. Along its banks, life flourishes, villages thrive, wildlife gathers, and countless tributaries create a labyrinth of waterways that sustain both humans and animals alike. To travel along the Amazon River is to witness a world that changes with every bend, where each sunrise reveals a new mystery waiting to be uncovered. But the Amazon is more than just a forest and a river. It is a living system that sustains our planet. Every tree, every leaf, contributes to producing oxygen and absorbing carbon dioxide, regulating the global climate. Scientists call it the lungs of the Earth for good reason. Without it, our world would be a much harsher, hotter, and less hospitable place. The rainforest also influences rainfall patterns across South America and even other continents, making its health vital not only to Brazil but to all of humanity. For those who journey here, the experience is nothing short of transformative. Imagine gliding in a canoe through a flooded forest during the wet season, the water reflecting ancient trees that stretch endlessly toward the sky. You pass beneath a dense canopy where sunlight filters in golden beams, and you realize that life here is not just on the ground, but above and below you in the trees, in the river, and in the very air you breathe. Wildlife encounters in the Amazon are moments you will never forget. A flash of bright color reveals a scarlet macaw soaring overhead. A ripple in the water becomes a family of giant otters, playful yet cautious. Somewhere in the shadows, a jaguar stalks silently, the elusive king of the jungle. At night, the rainforest transforms into a different world, the calls of frogs, the glow of fireflies, and the haunting sounds of unseen creatures create a surreal, almost mystical atmosphere. Here, nature rules, reminding us that we are just guests in this vast wilderness. The Amazon is also home to millions of people, including indigenous communities who have lived in harmony with the forest for centuries. Their traditions, knowledge, and respect for the land offer lessons the modern world desperately needs. From the way they fish in the rivers to how they use plants for medicine, their deep connection to the forest shows us another way of living, one that values balance, sustainability, and reverence for the natural world. Yet, the Amazon is fragile. Deforestation, fires, and climate change threaten its survival. Every tree lost is not just a blow to Brazil, but to the planet as a whole. Still, hope remains. Conservation efforts, ecotourism, and growing awareness are helping protect this treasure, ensuring that future generations may continue to marvel at its wonders. Standing in the Amazon, surrounded by its overwhelming scale, you cannot help but feel humbled. It is a place that reminds us of the raw power and beauty of nature, a reminder that the earth is alive in ways we often forget. The Amazon is not just a rainforest. It is a heartbeat, a breath, a living miracle that connects us all. To experience the Amazon is to journey into the very soul of our planet. It is to walk among giants, to listen to the whispers of ancient trees, and to understand, if only for a moment, that this is what true wilderness feels like. And when you leave, you carry with you not only memories of the sights and sounds, but also a deeper appreciation for the delicate balance of life that sustains us all. This is the Amazon rainforest, wild, untamed, and eternal. A wonder not just of Brazil, but of the world. Start with the roar of cascading water and mist rising into the sky. Showcase one of the largest and most spectacular waterfalls in the world, straddling the border of Brazil and Argentina and its immense natural power. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, and before you lies a sight so powerful, so overwhelming, that words seem to fail. The air is filled with mist, rainbows stretch across the sky, and the roar of crashing water drowns out every other sound. This is Iguazu Falls, one of the greatest natural wonders on Earth, a place where nature reveals its raw strength and breathtaking beauty all at once. Located on the border between Brazil and Argentina, Iguazu Falls is not just a waterfall. It is a monumental collection of over 270 cascades spread across nearly 3 kilometers, making it one of the largest and most spectacular waterfall systems in the world. Here, the Iguazu River plunges dramatically into a deep gorge, creating a thunderous spectacle that can be felt in your chest as much as it can be seen with your eyes. The centerpiece of this natural wonder is the legendary Devil's Throat. Standing before it, you witness an immense U-shaped cataract where millions of liters of water crash down every second with unstoppable force. The mist rises so high it feels like the sky itself is breathing. The power of the Devil's Throat is almost spiritual, a reminder of nature's ability to humble even the strongest of us. It is said that when Eleanor Roosevelt first saw Iguazu Falls, she exclaimed, "Poor Niagara." Such is the impact of this breathtaking sight. What makes Iguazu Falls so extraordinary is not just its size, but the harmony between raw power and delicate beauty. Between the thundering curtains of water are moments of serenity, gentle cascades tumbling gracefully over rocks, surrounded by lush, subtropical forests. The sunlight transforms the mist into shimmering rainbows, creating a magical atmosphere that feels almost unreal. Every step along the walkways offers a new perspective, a new chance to be astonished. And it's not just about the falls themselves. The surrounding Iguazu National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a sanctuary for wildlife. Here, you can spot toucans with their brilliant beaks, playful coatis wandering along the trails, and colorful butterflies fluttering through the mist. If you're lucky, you may even catch a glimpse of a jaguar, the elusive predator that still roams this protected land. The combination of the roaring waterfalls and vibrant biodiversity makes this place feel like paradise, carved out by nature's own hands. For visitors, the experience is unforgettable. On the Brazilian side, sweeping panoramic views allow you to take in the grand scale of the falls, a vision so wide it feels endless. On the Argentine side, you get closer, walking along wooden platforms that bring you face to face with the thundering water. But perhaps the most thrilling experience of all is to take a boat ride beneath the falls. As the engines roar and the boat speeds closer, anticipation builds. Suddenly, you are under the curtain of water, drenched to the bone, yet filled with exhilaration that words can never truly capture. The spiritual aura of Iguazu Falls has been recognized for centuries. Local indigenous tribes saw the falls as sacred, believing they were created by divine forces. And when you stand there, surrounded by the thunder of nature, it's not hard to understand why. There is a sense of timelessness, as though this waterfall has been roaring long before us and will continue long after we are gone. It is both eternal and fleeting, a reminder of the power and fragility of our world. What also makes Iguazu Falls remarkable is its ability to unite two nations. Straddling the border between Brazil and Argentina, it is a shared treasure that brings people together to celebrate the majesty of nature. The cooperation between the two countries in protecting this wonder ensures that its beauty will endure for generations to come. Standing before Iguazu Falls, you feel both small and infinite. Small, because the sheer scale of the falls reminds you of nature's overwhelming power. Infinite, because the beauty and energy of this place fill you with awe and inspiration. It is a place that moves you, challenges you, and stays with you long after you leave. Iguazu Falls is not just a destination, it is an experience, a journey into the heart of nature's most thunderous masterpiece. To witness it is to stand at the edge of the world and feel its heartbeat. And once you do, you will never forget the sound, the sight, or the feeling of standing in the presence of one of the planet's greatest wonders. This is Iguazu Falls, Brazil's crown jewel of nature. A roaring symphony of water, power, and beauty. Open with the sound of drums, capoeira on cobbled streets, and colorful colonial architecture. Present Salvador as a cultural treasure where African, indigenous, and Portuguese traditions blend into vibrant music, dance, and cuisine. Close your eyes and imagine a place where nature rules supreme, where rivers weave through endless green plains, where caimans bask under the golden sun, and flocks of brilliant macaws soar through the skies. This is not a scene from a wildlife documentary, it's the Pantanal, the world's largest tropical wetland and one of the most incredible ecosystems on Earth. Spanning over 70 square miles, mostly within Brazil but stretching into Bolivia and Paraguay. The Pantanal is often called the Serengeti of South America. It's a place of breathtaking landscapes and unmatched biodiversity. Unlike the dense Amazon rainforest, the Pantanal's wide open spaces make wildlife easier to spot, creating one of the best opportunities in the world for observing animals in their natural habitat. Here, water is life. The Pantanal is shaped by seasonal floods, transforming vast plains into shimmering wetlands during the rainy season and lush grasslands in the dry months. This cycle creates a dynamic environment that sustains countless species. Over 650 species of birds, 400 types of fish, 100 mammals, and 80 reptiles thrive here. It's no wonder the Pantanal is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a biosphere reserve, a living treasure chest of biodiversity. One of the Pantanal's most famous residents is the jaguar. Nowhere else on Earth offers such a high chance of seeing this elusive and powerful predator. Along the riverbanks, jaguars can be spotted stalking caimans or resting under the shade of trees, a sight that leaves visitors in awe. Watching a jaguar in the wild is like witnessing a symbol of strength and survival, the very spirit of Brazil embodied in a single animal. But the Pantanal is not just about jaguars. It's home to the giant otter, playful and social creatures that glide through rivers in family groups. The capybara, the world's largest rodent, grazes peacefully in herds, while anacondas silently slither through the marshes. Overhead, the skies are alive, with toucans, herons, storks, and the iconic hyacinth macaw, the largest parrot in the world, with dazzling blue feathers that shine under the sunlight. Every corner of the Pantanal is alive, a symphony of sounds and colors that feels like nature in its purest form. For those who visit, the Pantanal is not just about observing wildlife, it's about immersing yourself in an ecosystem where every detail matters. Sunrise brings golden light across misty waters, while evenings are painted with fiery orange skies. At night, the calls of frogs and insects fill the air, reminding you that this is a place where life never pauses. The pulse of nature is constant, and you become a witness to its endless rhythm. Exploring the Pantanal often means traveling by boat along winding rivers, where each bend reveals new surprises, a family of capybaras lounging, a caiman slipping silently beneath the surface, or a kingfisher darting into the water for its next meal. On horseback, you can ride through open fields and flooded pastures, experiencing the landscapes much like the local cattle ranchers, known as pantaneros, who have lived in harmony with this land for centuries. What makes the Pantanal unique is this blend of untamed wilderness and traditional culture. The Pantaneros, with their deep respect for the land, carry on a lifestyle that revolves around cattle ranching, fishing, and sustainable living. They are guardians of this ecosystem, preserving its balance while sharing its wonders with those who visit. Staying at a traditional lodge or ranch offers not just comfort but also a chance to connect with the rhythms of life in the wetlands. The Pantanal is also a place of contrasts. During the wet season, rivers overflow, turning the landscape into a vast water world where boats glide through submerged forests. In the dry season, animals gather around shrinking waterholes, making it the best time for wildlife viewing. This constant transformation means that no two visits are ever the same. The Pantanal is always changing, always alive. For photographers, the Pantanal is paradise. Picture a jaguar's piercing gaze reflected in the water, or a scarlet ibis spreading its crimson wings against a backdrop of emerald wetlands. Imagine the raw beauty of a standoff between predator and prey, frozen in a single moment that tells the story of survival. It's a place that inspires creativity, awe, and respect for the fragile balance of nature. But beyond its beauty, the Pantanal carries an important message: the need to protect one of the world's most vital ecosystems. Climate change, deforestation, and unsustainable practices threaten this treasure. Yet, through conservation efforts and the dedication of local communities, there is hope that the Pantanal will continue to thrive as a sanctuary for generations to come. Standing in the Pantanal, surrounded by the calls of exotic birds, the rustle of capybaras in the grass, and the distant splash of a caiman, you realize that this is not just a place. It is a living masterpiece, a reminder of the power, resilience, and beauty of the natural world. The Pantanal is more than wetlands. It is the beating heart of Brazil's wild side, a land where every sunrise brings a new story, every river holds a secret, and every step connects you to the wonders of life itself. Begin with sunrise, over endless marshlands, where jaguars, caimans, and exotic birds roam freely. Present the Pantanal as a wildlife paradise, one of the best places on Earth for eco-adventures and safaris. Imagine stepping into a city where every street corner feels alive with rhythm, where history echoes through cobblestone alleys, and where the heartbeat of a culture is expressed in music, dance, and color. This is Salvador, the soul of Brazil, a place where African, indigenous, and Portuguese influences blend seamlessly, creating a cultural mosaic unlike anywhere else in the world. Founded in 1549 as Brazil's first capital, Salvador is a city that breathes history. Walk through the Pelourinho district, and you're surrounded by pastel-colored colonial buildings, ornate churches, and lively squares. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is not just a preserved relic of the past, it's a living stage where the story of Brazil unfolds daily. The cobbled streets ring with the sound of laughter, the beat of drums, and the call of vendors selling acarajé, the delicious Afro-Brazilian street food made of black-eyed peas and palm oil. What makes Salvador so captivating is its unique Afro-Brazilian heritage. More than 80% of its population has African roots, and the cultural imprint is everywhere. It's in the rhythms of samba and axé, in the martial art dance of capoeira performed in plazas, and in the vibrant religious practices of candomblé. This city is more than a destination, it's a cultural experience, where traditions are not hidden in museums but celebrated openly in the streets. Music is the lifeblood of Salvador. On any given night, you might hear drums echoing from a Bloco Afro performance or see locals dancing in the streets. Carnival here is not just a festival, it's a revolution of sound and energy, one of the largest street parties in the world. Unlike the glamorous parades of Rio, Salvador's carnival is about participation. You don't just watch, you join in, dancing alongside thousands as trios, electricos, massive trucks loaded with speakers and musicians roll through the streets, turning the city into one giant stage. But Salvador is not only about music and celebration, it's also about spirituality. The city is dotted with beautiful Baroque churches, like the Igreja de San Francisco, its interior glittering with gold leaf, and the Church of Bonfim, famous for its colorful ribbons tied to its gates, each representing a wish or prayer. At the same time, the rituals of Candomblé, a faith rooted in West African traditions, are deeply woven into the city's identity. In Salvador, Catholicism and African spirituality coexist, blending in a way that reflects Brazil's complex history and resilient culture. The flavors of Salvador are just as bold as its music and traditions. Afro-Brazilian cuisine dominates, with dishes like moqueca, a rich seafood stew cooked in coconut milk, palm oil, and peppers. Every bite tells a story of migration, survival, and adaptation, carrying the flavors of Africa, Portugal, and the tropics. Street food stalls invite you to taste acarajé, served by baianas dressed in flowing white dresses, guardians of a culinary tradition that's been passed down for centuries. Beyond culture and history, Salvador offers breathtaking natural beauty. The city is perched on a peninsula between the Atlantic Ocean and the Bay of All Saints, offering spectacular beaches, from bustling Porto de Barra to tranquil stretches of sand just outside the city. Watching the sunset at the Farol de Barra lighthouse is an unforgettable experience. The sky explodes in shades of orange and pink as the ocean sparkles beneath. The people of Salvador are what make the city truly unforgettable. Warm, welcoming, and full of joy. They embody the resilience and creativity that have defined this city for centuries. Life here is lived with passion, whether it's through dance, food, or faith. To experience Salvador is to feel the pulse of Brazil in its purest form. Every step in Salvador connects you to the past and the present. The colonial architecture reminds you of its role in history, while the music, festivals, and rituals show you a culture that refuses to fade. It's a city where every sense is awakened: the sound of drums, the taste of spicy stews, the sight of colorful buildings, the feel of sea breezes, and the warmth of its people. Salvador is more than a city. It's a celebration of identity, resilience, and joy. It's the place where Brazil's spirit shines brightest, where history meets music, and where every moment feels like a dance between past and present. To walk through Salvador is to walk through the very soul of Brazil. Start with a skyline of skyscrapers, bustling streets, and endless nightlife. Present São Paulo as Brazil's economic engine, full of art, gastronomy, and cosmopolitan life that reflects Brazil's modern face. Picture a city that never stops moving, a place where skyscrapers stretch endlessly into the horizon, where art spills out of galleries and onto the streets, where every corner holds a new flavor, a new rhythm, a new story. This is São Paulo, Brazil's beating heart of modern life, and one of the most dynamic megacities in the world. With over 22 million people in its metropolitan area, São Paulo is not just Brazil's largest city, it's its economic powerhouse, cultural hub, and creative laboratory. While Rio might dazzle with its beaches and carnival spirit, São Paulo captivates with its energy, diversity, and ambition. It's the city that defines modern Brazil, a place where tradition and innovation collide in ways that are both chaotic and extraordinary. From the moment you arrive, São Paulo overwhelms the senses. The skyline is a forest of steel and glass, stretching as far as the eye can see. Helicopters buzz overhead, more common here than anywhere else in the world, carrying business leaders from rooftop to rooftop. Down below, the streets pulse with traffic, street vendors, musicians, and millions of people on the move. It's a city that doesn't sleep because it doesn't want to. São Paulo is a cultural giant. It is home to some of Latin America's most prestigious museums, like the São Paulo Museum of Art, known for its striking modernist design and priceless collection of European and Brazilian masterpieces. The Pinacoteca showcases Brazil's artistic heritage, while street art transforms entire neighborhoods into open-air galleries. The district of Vila Madalena, with its colorful Beco do Batman alley, is a world-famous canvas where graffiti becomes a language of expression, rebellion, and creativity. Music is just as vital to the city's identity. From samba and pagode to electronic beats and underground rock, Sao Paulo's nightlife is legendary. You can find intimate jazz clubs, sprawling nightclubs, and live performances almost every night of the week. The city doesn't just entertain, it inspires. It's no wonder Sao Paulo is often compared to New York, a city where cultural movements are born and spread to the rest of the country. But perhaps Sao Paulo's greatest strength lies in its diversity. This is a city built by immigrants, Italians, Japanese, Portuguese, Lebanese, and countless others who arrived over the centuries and made Sao Paulo their home. Today, it boasts the largest Japanese community outside Japan, the largest Italian community outside Italy, and thriving neighborhoods representing nearly every corner of the globe. Walk through the city, and you'll hear dozens of languages, see a mix of traditions, and, most importantly, taste some of the best food in the world. Sao Paulo is a gastronomic capital, often considered the culinary heart of South America. From Michelin-starred fine dining to bustling street markets, the city caters to every palate. You can enjoy authentic Japanese sushi in the Liberdade district, savor Italian pasta in Bixiga, or explore endless churrascarias offering Brazil's famous grilled meats. Food here is more than nourishment. It's a reflection of the city's diversity, creativity, and passion for life. Yeah, amid the steel and glass, Sao Paulo also offers green escapes. Ibirapuera Park, the city's answer to New York Central Park, is a sprawling oasis of lakes, gardens, and cultural pavilions designed by the legendary architect Oscar Niemeyer. On weekends, families, joggers, and cyclists fill the park, proving that even in this relentless metropolis, there is space for peace and connection. São Paulo is also a city of contrasts. Wealth and poverty often stand side by side, with luxury skyscrapers rising next to sprawling favelas. The energy here is raw and unfiltered, reflecting the challenges and opportunities of modern Brazil. Yet it's this complexity that makes Sao Paulo so fascinating. It's not a city that hides its flaws, but one that constantly reinvents itself, always pushing forward. For visitors, Sao Paulo is not about finding postcard-perfect views. It's about experiencing the pulse of a city that feels alive in every moment. It's sipping strong coffee in a buzzing cafe, watching a capoeira circle on the street, stepping into a cutting-edge art exhibit, or simply standing on a rooftop at night, gazing at an endless sea of lights. Sao Paulo is not just the beating heart of modern Brazil, it's its brain, its soul, and its imagination. It's a place where ambition never rests, where cultures converge, and where the future is always being written. To experience Sao Paulo is to experience the true energy of Brazil, bold, diverse, and unstoppable. Open with drone shots of Brasilia's bold architecture, designed like an airplane from above, presented as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a symbol of Brazil's vision, blending politics, design, and innovation. Imagine a city unlike any other, a capital not born from centuries of history, but from a bold vision of the future. From above, its layout resembles the wings of an airplane. On the ground, futuristic structures rise like sculptures against the sky. This is Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, a city designed with ambition, precision, and imagination. Brasilia was inaugurated in 1960. A project that transformed the heart of the country into a symbol of progress and unity. The idea was revolutionary, to build a new capital in the country's interior, moving away from the coastal cities of Rio de Janeiro and Salvador. It was meant to open up Brazil's vast interior and symbolize a nation looking forward. And so, in just over 3 years, under the leadership of President Juscelino Kubitschek, Brasilia rose from the wilderness, a planned city unlike any the world had ever seen. At the heart of Brasilia's design is urban planner Lucio Costa's visionary blueprint, complemented by the genius of architect Oscar Niemeyer. Together, they created a city that was not just functional, but breathtaking. The central axis, representing the fuselage of an airplane, houses government buildings, while the sweeping wings hold residential and commercial sectors, wide avenues, expansive green spaces, and a sense of symmetry give Brasilia an almost surreal, otherworldly beauty. Nowhere is Niemeyer's genius more visible than in the monumental architecture that defines the city. The National Congress, with its two soaring towers flanked by a dome and a bowl, symbolizes the balance of power. The Cathedral of Brasilia, a masterpiece of modernist design, looks like a crown of white hands reaching toward the heavens, filled with light and color that inspire awe. The Palácio da Alvorada, the official residence of the president, is a sleek, elegant building that seems to float above its reflecting pool. And the Palácio do Planalto, with its flowing lines, represents Brazil's political strength with both grace and grandeur. Brasilia is not just about government and architecture, it's a city of culture, too. The cultural complex of the Republic, with its planetarium and modern art museum, is a hub of creativity. The Juscelino Kubitschek Memorial honors the visionary who made Brasilia possible, while the TV tower offers panoramic views that capture the full sweep of the city's futuristic design. Standing at the observation deck, you realize that Brasilia is more than a capital, it is a living work of art. Yet Brasilia is also a city of contrasts. While its monumental buildings and master plan inspire admiration, it is also a place where daily life unfolds in quieter, more human spaces. Residential areas called superquadras were designed with green courtyards, schools, and shops, creating a sense of community in the midst of modernity. Parks and lakes offer a natural balance, with Lake Paranoa providing a scenic retreat for sailing, kayaking, or simply relaxing by the water's edge. Life in Brasilia is vibrant, fueled by its role as a melting pot. People from all over Brazil moved here during its construction, bringing with them diverse traditions, cuisines, and cultures. Today, this spirit lives on in its restaurants, music, and festivals. From lively samba nights to fine dining experiences that highlight Brazil's culinary richness, Brasilia has grown into a city that is not only political but cultural, too. Perhaps what makes Brasilia most unique is its symbolism. It is not just a capital, it is a statement of national identity, a reminder of Brazil's determination to build, innovate, and move forward. To walk through its avenues is to witness the dreams of a generation made concrete quite literally. As the sun sets over the wide esplanade of ministries, casting long shadows over the futuristic skyline, Brasilia seems to glow with possibility. Its sharp lines soften under the golden light, and the city transforms from monumental to intimate, reminding you that beyond the architecture, Brasilia is a place where people live, dream, and create their future. Brasilia is not an ancient city, with centuries of stories carved into its stones. Instead, it is a dream turned into reality, a vision of progress, captured in glass, steel, and concrete. A city that dared to imagine the future, and in doing so, became a wonder of Brazil. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed exploring Prague as much as I enjoyed guiding you through it. If you found this travel guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful destinations from around the world. Got a favorite spot in Prague? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, safe travels and see you in the next video.